Oh, that sound. Do you know what that sound is? That is the sound of nostalgia racing in at 28 frames a second in 640 by 480. What's going on, everybody? My name is Joarna, that's Joarna, and today we're playing a classic, personal favorite of mine called The Dig.
Of course I miss you, darling.
This will, well, I should probably turn on subtitles.
This is the loneliest place on earth.
Let's see.
Most exciting thing ever happens here is the day when it don't rain.
There we go. Alright, so yes, this is The Dig. This was back in the heyday of LucasArts, back before they kind of spiraled into their own self-destruction. This is one of the, I believe if it's not the last, it's definitely one of the last SCUMM based, when I say SCUMM, that's the game engine they use, SCUMM based point and click puzzle games that they produced. They created a whole bunch of them, things like Indiana Jones, there was one for Day of the Tentacle. God, look at that, isn't that beautiful? All of its 1995 glory. So yes, this was a point-and-click adventure game. Basically, you're astronauts trying to determine where this asteroid comes from, and you go on this insane adventure. Like I said, this was a personal favorite of mine. I played this game like crazy when I was a kid. And I saw that it was on Steam for all of $4. So I couldn't break out the credit card fast enough to pick this up. But it is a little story heavy, especially in the beginning. So we're gonna let this run a little bit long so that everyone can see what's going on. I turned on the subtitles, so if you really want to follow along with the story, there will be subtitles, so you don't have to compete with hearing the game and my voice at the same time.
If the shuttle is the last hope of the human race.
And the primary character right there, Boston Lowe, who's the guy in the middle there, is actually voiced by, I believe, Robert Patrick, who was the T-1000 in Terminator 2. And he also had some bit parts. I think his other most notable role was filling in for Mulder in 1 or 2 seasons of The X-Files. And I think he also had a stint on HBO's Big Love. But yeah, so LucasArts had a lot of good games back in the early 90s. Like they were like kind of like rareware of the late 90s, where like no matter what they did, it was amazing. They couldn't really do any wrong, so they had like the point and click games, and they had like the space shooter games like TIE Fighter and X-Wing, and then they had like the RPG games like Star Wars something. And then there was like the Rebel Assault games, and man, all those games were just so much fun. And then after probably around 2005, 2006, it all started getting outsourced to other companies until eventually, I think, if I remember correctly, LucasArts was disbanded. I want to say early 2010s, like between like 2010 and 2012, which was just personally such a sad day for me. There was just so much fun and so much talent with these. One thing I do want to point out is that this is not a full screen game, just because obviously back in 1995 they didn't have 1920 by 1080 native monitors. I think this monitor is 2560 by 1440 now that I think about it. So this is in a window, so you may see a couple of things here or there that weren't present in the original game. Like you may see my mouse like suddenly disappear and reappear on opposite side of the screen. Now if I remember correctly, this story was actually at least conceived by Steven Spielberg. And he wanted this to be a movie originally. Orson Scott Card. Why does that name sound familiar? But yeah, he wanted this to be a movie originally. But I don't believe that he could ever basically get the game or get the movie idea, successfully picked up by anybody. Yeah, based on a concept by Steven Spielberg. There we go. He couldn't get it picked up by anybody, so him and George Lucas are buddies. So I believe LucasArts decided to turn it into a game. Now, I know that there was a book based off of this as well, but the book was not as, I'll say, enthralling as it should have been, because it's difficult to have a book based on a puzzle game. You can't do the puzzles in the book. So we're going to play through this. We're going to see how much I remember. I'm doing this without a walkthrough. I remember the first probably 30 minutes pretty good, because I know that there was a demo that was released with some of the other games. I think it was with like Full Throttle. You can play the demo for this. Actually, that's another game that I should probably hunt down, is Full Throttle. But yeah, I played the demo for this pretty repetitively, so I remember. I mean, that's just second nature to me. But yeah, alright, here we go. So we're in the game. So as you can see, it's, you know, standard point and click. You can zoom around and click on stuff. You can talk to the other characters. And usually you'll click on something and ask them a question or say something, and then if they have nothing else to say on that subject, that specific slot will be grayed out, or is it grayed out or blued out or something? But basically you'll know that that person has nothing else to talk about. Yeah, so they have nothing else to talk about on that subject. Alright, so what we have to do is we have to get this tool chest over to the asteroid, which is over here to the right side of the screen. Damn, my phone be blowing up. So in order to do that, we have to talk to Cora, who is the payload specialist. So here's our inventory. You can see we got a flashlight, an arming key, a pen ultimate, and an examine button. This is just to, like, I want to click on somebody and be like, oh, let's examine Brink. Or let's actually get something with some dialogue.
It's a free-fall NASA tool chest containing this mission's equipment.
Perfect.
It's affectionately known as the Flying Pig.
The Flying Pig. Awesome. So what we'll do is we'll break out our pen ultimate, which is basically the early version of an iPhone. Go figure. And we'll talk with our payload specialist, Cora Miles.
This is low. Do you read? Yeah.
Tell me this is not like an iPhone with FaceTime right now. Well, the black and white version of FaceTime. Apple's never stolen an idea from anybody. Alright, so let's talk about the Flying Pig.
Ready for the deployment of the free fall tool chest.
Is the crew clear of the area?
Get out the way.
Crew is clear. Proceed.
So much of the game is sprites up against a pre-rendered background of some capacity, which is why the backgrounds look better in comparison than the sprites. But again, this is before like fully 3D rendered graphics and models and things of that nature. And as we all know, the best way to destroy asteroids is to wait till they come to a smooth coasting stop and then blow them up. Alright, so let's go to the asteroid. Bring everybody with me.
Check out conditions on the surface.
The weatherman called for clear skies, no wind, no rain, no air.
Ha 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 ha. They look like very similar suit design to like George Clooney's character in Gravity. All right, so we go up to quadrant one. Quadrant 1. There's 4 different quadrants on this. The pig should follow. And it didn't. Alright, so let's go back and get the pig. Let's go back to the shuttle, and we click on the Flying Pig.
Low to landing team. I'm taking the pig down to the surface.
Thank you.
Follow me.
You be good to my baby, Boston, you hear me?
We'll be back soon, Cora.
Yeah, Cora, shut up.
Miss me too much. Blow out.
I know what I'm doing. So yes, thankfully this asteroid has decided to just stand completely still. Alright, so let's go over to the pig, see what we got in here. We open it up, and we're going to take everything. 0G digger, shovel, explosive unit, and explosive unit. Cool, nothing left. God bless America. Let's get out of here. There we go, asteroid. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to quadrant 2. Come on. So this is where we plant the first charge. But in order to plant the first charge, we got to make a smooth surface. So we're going to grind away some of this asteroid.
Clear up old Attila's complexion.
It's like a jackhammer.
Nice and smooth now.
Okay. Now it's one of these two. I don't remember which one, but let's just try this one.
Placing charge 2 on target site. Negative, boss.
Oh, apparently that was the wrong one.
That goes there in quadrant 2. I hear you, Ken. I hear you.
Sorry.
We rehearsed this thing 100 times, and I still managed to blow it.
That's why you still need us up here, hero man.
Oh, burn.
That would have been a catastrophic error, Commander.
Wow, they are just like fucking ragging on him. They're like, you would have fucked everything up.
I had to check up on the commander of the mission. Everybody checks on everybody, Brink. But don't worry, I'm sure Robbins will write a whole article on my bonehead mistake.
It's our mistake. I didn't notice it either, Commander. And it was
Christ,
marked
like,
that means the system worked.
they are a team and they're just like, you fucked up royally. Alright, so I need Alpha. Okay.
Shuttle, this is low. We're placing the explosive in quadrant 2. Acknowledged. Could you give me a hand with this, Brink?
Come on, Brink.
I'll be right
Help a brother out. Good work, Brink.
Excellent work, Brink. Ken, the charge is set. Instruments confirmed. Hey, I'm just so proud of you boys.
Alright, and we have to arm the charge as well.
Look at the pretty red light, boys and girls. I'd say this charge is armed.
We did good. Alright. Let's go out to space. I believe the other one is in quadrant 3. They're polar opposites, if I remember correctly. Come with me, everybody. Whee! Alright. So this, we got to get rid of this boulder. So instead of using the 0G digger, we're going to use a shovel. The thing I don't understand, if I remember correctly, the 0G digger is only used that, like, for like 2 or 3 things here in the beginning, and then it's not used throughout the rest of the game. The game itself, if you play it like full start to finish, and you don't skip any cutscenes, and you don't hit escape or anything, it's about a good, probably about a good 3 to 4 hours. If I remember correctly. If you just like hit escape and, you know, skip the cutscenes and don't read any of the or listen to any of the dialogue, you know, you can complete the game in probably less than an hour. But, you know, that's not how we do it around here. You want someone that can fucking zip zop zoobity bop through the whole fucking game, go to another channel. Turds in space.
Now, aren't you glad I made sure the tool chest had a shovel in it? My rule is, if you can pick it up,
Typical
take it
woman.
with you, 'cause you never know when you might need it.
I was right the entire time. You don't know me.
But I thought it only applied to women in bars. If you can pick her up.
Oh, Ken.
Careful, kid.
So yes, if you haven't figured it out yet, the different color text denotes a different character speaking.
I'm not here to spy.
So obviously yellow is Maggie, the dark blue is Boston, I believe red is Brink. Alright, let's place the other charge.
Shuttle, this is low. Now placing the explosive on the face of the asteroid in quadrant 3. Acknowledged. I need another hand here, Brink.
Come on, Brink.
Of course, Commander.
It's a very light red. Good work, Brink. You just looked at it. Alright, let's arm this bad boy.
This asteroid has a pair of landing lights now, kids. Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Cool.
Write's your material, Commander.
I get it all out of the newspapers, Robbins.
Burn. Alright, let's go back to the ship. And then we go back to the shuttle and we tell them we're ready to blow this
Let's head
mofo.
back to the shuttle and watch Attila do the old fire dance.
The fire dance? Interesting. So another thing I remember too is that, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I believe that there's 2 possible endings. I don't remember how to get either of the 2, so we're just going to play it out and see what happens. Okay. Let's talk to Borden. I believe he's the one.
Like carbon paper, boss.
Yep. And let's talk to him about the charges.
Both nukes are in place and armed. We made pretty good time, I think. Looks good, boss. Come on back inside for the fireworks.
Yay.
Confirm everybody inside.
All in, Cora.
All clear payload.
All clear, landing team.
And I like the way that the shuttle is able to just stop as well.
Confirm doors closed.
Not like it needs to orbit the Earth or anything. And apparently it doesn't need thrusters to turn that way either. Very interesting. Whee!
The explosives armed. Houston gives us the go-ahead. Say when, boss. Do it.
Do
Now let's see, is it the big green triangle or the little red circle?
Shut up and push, Ken. My baby's getting impatient.
Here we...
I wonder if astronauts really have like this much like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like fucking jerk off sessions with each other. Not jerk off sessions, but just fucking this much play. I guess they probably have to. I mean, it's such, they need some kind of tension reliever.
There's a lot of seismic bounce, some fracturing. We're stable again. Radioactivity in quadrant 1 is well within the safe range.
What does Houston say, Ken? Everything's go for a surface walk.
Just take a journey. And I like the way that they basically blew up chunks of an asteroid, but yet they're like, we don't have to worry about rocks hitting the shuttle.
Be careful, kids. Attila is more dangerous now than before we tamed him.
Those were certainly profound first words to speak on Earth's new moon.
I'm not making
Technically, we're not on a moon, and
concerned about
surprisingly, there seems to be no gravity here either.
I can collect rock samples later. Right now, I would like to get below the surface down into that tunnel.
I bet
We're
you
gonna
would.
do it eventually. We might as well do it now. You agree, Robbins?
I'm game for it.
So, if you didn't see it in the press conference,
Send it on ahead to light the way.
Brink is a geologist and Robbins is a newspaper reporter. Why they bring a newspaper reporter and a geologist on a incredibly important spacewalk? No fucking clue. It's kind of like, again, to reference Gravity again, I don't understand why, what's the woman's, Sandra Bullock? I don't understand why she's like an actual, like, what's the word I'm looking for? She's like a surgeon, she's like a doctor, and yet she's like performing maintenance on the Hubble. If I remember correctly. I only saw the movie once, I was getting very nauseous.
Unusual, Brink?
It's hard to determine how this tunnel was formed.
It wasn't created by the explosion.
No.
No, it's very ancient. The explosions opened the door, but this tunnel, old but not as old as the asteroid.
What does that mean?
I don't know yet.
Let's make hypothesis that I don't know yet.
Unnatural.
It feels unnatural. That's a very scientific opinion. Alright, cool. Alright, let's pause it right here, guys. We'll pick it up in the next episode. My name's been Joarna. That's Joarna. I will see you all next time.